Hear what happens when lives encounter the transformative message of Jesus Christ on air, online, and on the ground. Here is FEBC Philippines Chief Executive Officer Luis Miguel Castillo for the FEBC Report.
Over the years, God has allowed many of us to witness His work through seasons of change and growth in ministry. 78 years is a long time. From past milestones to present developments, each moment tells a story of His faithfulness. And today, we have our kaagapay Ate Jo Alabastro to walk us through in the journey she has witnessed since 1998. Ate Jo, when you joined FEBC, we unveiled the new 50 kilowatt transmitter. Tell us more about your experience coming into FEBC.
That was many years ago, 1998. First month ko sa FEBC as a probie. I was a secretary then, fresh graduate. Hindi pa siya something special sa akin. I was not a listener of 702 DCAS. Kaya nung in-unveil yung transmitter, sinasabi na mas malawak ang maaabot nito, mas marami ang makakapakinig. Okay lang sa akin. Until I heard stories about how people help para mabuo yung pondo sa 50 kilowatt transmitter na yun. I remember one story about a church. They were raising fund for a van kasi meron silang mission project. They want to reach a certain group of people na kapag ginamit nila yung van na yun, mas magiging effective yung ministry nila. And then this pastor heard the call. Pwede po ba kayong tumulong kung meron kayong kakayahan upang mag-ambag sa pambili ng transmitter? And that announcement nagmarka sa puso ni pastor. Kinausap niya yung church and then the Lord touched the heart of the church. The church decided na yung fund nila na inipon, pambili ng van, would be donated to the transmitter. Merong tinatch ang Lord naman na meron siyang van. And that listener donated the van to the church.
Wow!
Binalik ng Panginoon sa simbahan yung pangangailangan niya. Bakit siya nag-minister sa akin? Mainly because first goal ko during that time, tumulong sa aking mga magulang to have a job, have a decent job after graduation. Doon po lumalim yung pagkaunawa ko sa kung paanong ang Diyos ang humihipo sa mga tao upang magpatuloy ang ministry ng FEBC.
Ate Jo, napakaganda nung shinare mo because nakita natin how generously people are giving. But not just generously giving out of their abundance, but sacrificially giving.
Yes.
But inside FEBC, there's also a sacrificial giving sa mga taong tinawag sa ministeryo nito. Ikaw ay isang taong tinawag sa ministeryo nito. Sabi mo kanina na hindi pa talaga ako truly listener ng FEBC, pero you ended up in FEBC. Can you share to us that turning point naman sa buhay mo nung na-expose ka na sa mga nakikinig, yung buhay nila, and even in your own life now that's slowly being transformed by the Lord as you're part of FEBC?
I would consider it as a journey, as a marathon. Hindi nga ito love at first sight. Hindi ako yung tipo na in-interview na, oh, this is my dream job, this is my dream company. Hindi po ganon. The more I get to know the ministry of FEBC, the more I fall in love with how the Lord has been moving through the hearts of many, including yung puso ko. 1998 up until now, I am 28 years serving in the ministry of FEBC. Simula sa panahong wala akong kaalam-alam, galing po ako sa isang universidad at ang naging malaking universidad po sa akin ay ang Far East Broadcasting Company. Marami po akong natutunan along the way, especially sa larangan po ng creatives. The Lord has put the creativity in my heart na ma-involve po ako sa programming. Mas na-immerse ako doon sa mga testimony ng mga nakakapakinig sa atin. First hand kong napakinggan. Isa pong ama ng tahanan, tapos ang kanyang wife ay nagger, pero yung asawa niya ay listener ng 702 DCA. guidance. Kaya naman daw naging nagger yung wife niya kasi siya ay lasinggero, siya ay sugarol, at marami pa pong bisyo. Isang araw, nasa loob siya ng kwarto niya, na-realize niya parang hopeless na yung buhay niya. And he started to think of ending his life. Narinig niya ang isang anchor sa Heartline. Sabi niya, kung sa palagay mo, wala nang pag-asa, gusto mo nang tapusin ang buhay mo, very clear. Sabi niya, Lord, kinakausap mo ba ako? Sumunod po siya sa panalangin ng pagtanggap.
Our programs natin sa FEBC, yan ang heartbeat ng ating ministry. Sabi nga sa atin bilang broadcaster, especially ng isang gospel media ministry, we are truth tellers. And we are telling the truth of the word of life and the living word. No? Dahil sa ating mensahe na from one to many, yan ang power ng broadcast. Maraming nakakapakinig ng katotohanan na nakaangkla sa Panginoong Hesukristo. At yung transformation na yon, narinig mo yung tunay na galaw ng Panginoon. Paano yan lalo nakapag-inspire sa'yo to be fully committed from 1998, now 2026, and to a future where all around us, technology is shaping us, the way people communicate, the way people engage. How important is the ministry of FEBC now in 2026 compared maybe to 1948 nung umpisa tayo nagbato ng programa sa airwaves? May pinagkaiba ba?
Yung mensahe ng pag-asa, hindi po nag-iiba. Talagang consistent po yun dahil tayo ay naka-anchor po sa Biblia. Ang FEBC po ay nakakasakay sa bawat panahon. Tayo po ay naka-anchor din sa guidance ng Panginoon kung saan ginagamit niya ang iba't ibang mga platform. And yung ating willingness na sumakay doon sa bus ng pagbabago, ay nakakatulong din po para mas maging effective tayo sa paghatid ng ministry ng FEBC.
Yes, at nakita rin natin yung evolution ng ating ministry. No? For example, ang 702 DZAS, ang pinakaunang radio station natin. Nakita natin na bilang isang announcer o broadcaster at maraming nakikinig sa atin, in this day and age, tayo rin ay listener sa mga nagbibigay ng feedback sa atin through many ways where there is an interactive way of engaging through the platforms na sinasabi mo, multi-platform na tayo ngayon. In listening to the people in their feedback, how has that helped improve our programming in terms of what people are craving for in their life? Diba? Kasi maraming aspeto ang buhay. Paano natin nalalaman na ito yung dapat nating i-share sa kanila?
Dalawang bagay po kasi hindi naman tayo nadidiktahan doon sa mga suggestion lamang ng mga tagapakinig. Ang malaking bagay sa atin ay nakikinig po tayo sa guidance ng Panginoon. Kung ano yung nais niya na i-lead sa atin. Marami pong partners, marami po tayong mga volunteer na nagsasama-sama tayo upang mag-share ng mga idea, magbalikatan kung ano yung mas effective na pamamaraan para makatawid yung mensahe ng Panginoon sa lahat ng tao, sa mas nakararami. And malaking bahagi po nito yung partners natin na tumutulong. Kasi hindi naman natin magagawa lahat. Hindi tayo eksperto sa lahat ng field. And the Lord continues to bless us with people na merong mga expertise na makapag-aambag sa atin para mas maging effective tayo ng ministry.
Napakabuti talaga ng Panginoon na ang hinaharap ng ministry niya dito sa FEBC ay already locked and loaded. Gusto ko sabihin yun dahil isa pang natin pag-uusapan ay na witness mo yung unveiling nung bagong 50 kilowatt transmitter many years ago. 1998. Ngayon, in 2026, i-unveil rin natin ang bagong 50 kilowatt transmitter ng 702 DZAS. Napakabuti ng Panginoon.
Napakabuti ng Panginoon, lalo na kung by the grace of God, ma-witness ko po na ma-unveil itong bagong transmitter na to. Pero ang maganda ron, hindi na lang siya isang platform. Meron na siyang mga pinsan na tutulong para mas mapalakas, hindi lamang yung tinatawag na terrestrial radio, kundi yung iba't ibang platform na meron po.
Yes, and that is how alive the ministry is because we serve the one true living God. Siguro if there is one message, one last message that you want our listeners to hear and people watching us, what would that be to inspire, encourage them in their life journey?
Hindi naman po naghahanap ang Panginoon ng kung ano yung wala sa atin. Ang tanong niya kay Moses, ano yung nasa kamay mo? Ano yung kaya mong gawin? Yan ang maaaring ibigay natin sa Panginoon, and the Lord will use that. He will bless the work of your hands, whatever yung kaya mong gawin, pararamihin po niya, palalawigin po niya, pauunlarin niya.
Thank you, Ate Jo. From 1998 to 2026, the Lord has been faithful in the life of FEBC, but the Lord has been faithful to the people called to be part of FEBC. And Ate Jo Alabastro is a living example of that. Ate Jo, salamat for your time today.
Thank you po, and salamat din po sa inyo mga kaagapay na tumulong upang mabuo yung panibagong transmitter na tatawid hopefully another 25 years or more sa ministry po ng FEBC. Pagpalain po kayo ng Panginoon.
As we look back, we are reminded that what carries the ministry forward is not merely innovation or infrastructure, but lives surrendered to God's calling. And as we look ahead, we press on, confident that He will sustain and complete the work He has begun.
That was the FEBC Report. Stay up to date and join the conversation online by subscribing to the FEBC Philippines channel on YouTube and following FEBC PH on Facebook. Learn how to partner in the work of communicating Christ in our world by visiting febc.ph/give. Thank you for your support in the ministry. Until all have heard.